yesterday, that was Sunday, when I came to check our microphone, when I came to do sound check in the morning and then check our microphone, a wireless microphone receiver, I realized that our wireless microphone and the receivers are not in sync. So the wireless microphone frequency was different from the one on the receiver, and so I had to reset it again. That's why I posted that. In the group. I also remembered that some of you have DM'd me before about having interference with your wireless microphone and other wireless microphone in other churches. So I want to address that in this video and give you some quick tips that you can use to resolve that issue. So your wireless microphone receiver might pick up signals or sound from other churches or other nearby church's microphone because your church wireless microphone receiver or your wireless microphone is operating on the same frequency as the other churches. Okay. So if your wireless microphone receiver and the other church or the other microphone receiver which your receiver is picking signal from is operating on the same frequency, or even you're operating on a very close frequency, you might hear them in your PA or your speakers. So I'm going to quickly give you some quick tips that you can use to resolve that issue. The first tip that you can use to resolve that issue is to avoid using the default frequency settings which comes with your wireless microphone or your wireless microphone receiver. Okay, so by default, when you buy this wireless microphone, they have set frequencies that is already linked with the receiver. So what I'll suggest you to do is to manually set the frequency you want to use with the microphone. Okay, so don't use the default settings which comes with that receiver. I'm saying this because when mostly churches buy wireless microphone receiver, they just plug it in and then start using. And if other churches too have similar microphones and they are operating on the same frequency, that's when the problem arrives. You start hearing them in your PA because you and the other churches just bought it and then start using it. You're using the same default frequency. And so what I'll suggest you do is to manually set. Some microphones have dials here that you can manually set the frequency to the frequency number you want to use, and then set that frequency number also on the receiver to use that particular frequency. If your wireless microphone have that, use that one. Okay, if your wireless microphone doesn't have, some wireless microphone also have this IR sync that you can set the frequency on a receiver. For this wireless microphone, for example, you can scan or set the particular frequency you want to use. So when you click and hold for this microphone, for example, wireless microphone, for example, when you click and hold the set button right here, it will manually scan for a free frequency that you can use. And so after you've scanned for that frequency, all that you're going to do is to just turn on your wireless microphone, and then you see an IR infrared sensor here. Normally it is labeled IR on the receiver also. So this is the IR light. I don't know if you can see it, but on the microphone itself also, you see a hole. Sometimes it's a small hole. Sometimes too it's like a cutout that you can see on that microphone. So after scanning, you are just going to get your microphone closer to the receiver. So for about let's say 10 or 5 centimeters, and then it will automatically sync that free frequency that you search for, which is free, and your microphone can operate on without interference. It will search for it and then you can use it without interference. That's the first tip I'll advise you to do. Okay, that's the simplest way you can use to fix that issue. Okay, the second tip I'll give you is to change the squelch settings. So for this wireless microphone receiver, wireless microphone and the wireless microphone receiver, it doesn't have that. But some microphone have some high-end microphones, okay, have squelch settings. I don't know if your microphone have that, then it is good. You can check to see if your microphone, you can change the score settings. But the score settings basically controls how sensitive your wireless microphone receiver is. So if the score settings is very high, it means it is very sensitive. If the score settings is very low, then it means it's less sensitive. And so what you're going to do is you're going to reduce the score settings on the receiver in order for your microphone receiver not to pick up other signals from the other churches or other signals from outside that you don't want inside your PA. But you also have to make sure that you don't reduce it too much, because your own microphone can also start to, drop out. Okay, so when it is a little bit far away, you might hear that your wireless microphone is cutting, or it is not able to, when you talk in it is breaking. So don't reduce the score settings too much. That is if your wireless microphone has that. The third thing I'll advise you to do is to move the wireless microphone receiver itself to your stage. Okay, so in this way, your wireless microphone receiver and the wireless microphone has a better connection. When your wireless microphone receiver is far away from your stage and you are getting interference from other churches, just move it closer to your stage or closer to where you are using the microphone. That can also solve the issue. Okay, so this wireless microphone operates on radio frequencies. And so when it is in other rooms, you might not get the correct connection, the right connection between the wireless microphone and the receiver. So if it is in another room, the wall might block that frequency which is transmitting. Your transmitter is transmitting to your receiver. So what I would advise you to do is to move it away from walls or metals if you can. Another tip I'll give you is to also reduce the RF gain. Okay, some microphones, you can actually reduce the RF gain. RF stands for radio frequency. It controls how sensitive your wireless microphone is to the receiver. Okay, so if you can control that settings, just reduce it a little bit so that your wireless microphone is not too sensitive to like open frequencies. Okay, so that other churches' microphone might not interfere with your receiver. If your wireless microphone, like this one I'm having here, some wireless microphones and receiver, they come with fixed frequencies. So for this one here, this is the receiver. So let me quickly show you. I don't know if you can see, but if you look closely inside, this wireless microphone has fixed frequencies, meaning you cannot change anything. The frequencies are already fixed. You cannot change the frequency to, let's say, another frequency when you are getting interference from other, microphones or other churches. So when you watch here closely, let me quickly show you that. When you watch here closely, I don't know if you can see that. When you watch here closely, you can see that the frequencies are already set. So for this microphone, it is set to channel 1 on the receiver, which you can't do much about it except maybe moving it further closer to the microphone to try to fix that. But if that's your case, then I would suggest you get a little high-end wireless microphone so that you can get more control over the frequencies, and then you can change things if you are getting those interference. Okay, so I'll advise, if you don't have those options that I've talked about, which is the squelch, the gain, the RF gain, and the frequency changes, you can just get a new upgrade to a new wireless microphone, which will give you more options so that you don't get those interference from the other church or the other microphone that you've been hearing in your church. So yeah, if these tips helped you in your church, you can also share with other people who are facing the same problem.